Hello, this is Dr. Megan Miller. Welcome to We'll Decide Wednesday, a special feature of the Do Better podcast. We're going to go ahead and spin the wheel and see what our topic is for tonight. We are without Joe. Hopefully he'll be back. I think we're at like the halfway point. So you have 3 more episodes after tonight, and then he should be back. Let's spin the wheel and see what our topic is tonight. It's a very slow wheel today. I forgot to take 5 top books to read off, so hopefully it doesn't land on that. I'm getting some new ideas from the clubhouse room I've been hanging out in. Today, like right before I got on here, everyone was going around and saying whether they prefer Nickelodeon or Disney as a kid growing up. So that'll be a fun one I can add to that. I don't know if it'll take 2 minutes and 30 seconds to talk about, but all right. So our wheel has decided favorite activity for snow days. So I will go ahead and talk for 2 minutes and 30 seconds about that. And then Leslie, feel free to share, and anyone that's watching on Facebook Live. Living here in Florida, we don't have snow days. We have hurricane parties, and those are a lot of fun as long as there's not a real hurricane coming. But when I grew up in Ohio, where we lived at our house, we were at the very beginning of like a cul-de-sac. And then we were also, our house was right across the street from a road. So it like dead end into us. So we were like perpendicular. So the snow shovel would come and it would like go down and around the cul-de-sac circle. Sometimes it would like push the snow in places on the cul-de-sac, but a lot of the times it would like swing around and push it up. And for some reason, like drop it right in front of our house. And then it would come down the end of that street and do that as well. Sometimes they wouldn't block our driveway. A lot of the times they would. So my dad was not a big fan of that. But what it created was this like humongous pile of snow in front of our house. I'm talking like it had to have been at least like 5 or 6 feet tall whenever we would get like a decent amount of snow. So one of the favorite things that we would do on snow days is we would create igloos. Like we would go to that pile and like get shovels and shovel the snow out and create like tunnels and stuff and like hang out inside of that. I remember one year that we had a snow day, but it was really a cold day. They canceled because it was so cold out. And we were so frustrated. I don't know, Mom, if you remember this, but we were so mad because we wanted to just go play in our igloo. And our parents were like, no, you have to stay inside. It's too cold. But we would just go and like play in that for hours. So that was my favorite snow day activity. I know we went sledding a few times and things like that. But in college, it was rare. Like I went to a really small school for undergrad and pretty much everyone lived on campus. So even when we'd have like feet of snow, we would still have class. I don't think we got a snow day, but when I was at Ohio State, we had a couple, again, cold days and maybe like one snow day. And of course, my favorite activity on those days was just to snuggle up inside my house and like maybe catch up on work, but probably just sleep because I was in a doc program and it was like so rare to have things canceled. So it was just like this special opportunity to just like do nothing. Of course, a few of them happened when I was trying to get my second year research study done and my dissertation. So those weren't as exciting because it was like, I just need my data. Like, could we please not cancel school? So that's mine. Leslie, what about you? I mean, y'all just even had a few snow days, didn't you?
Yes, we had a whole week and then some. But I grew up in Hawaii, so I didn't have the snow day experience as a child. And so my poor children we don't have sleds. I don't like the snow. I don't like the cold. So the snow and ice that we had this past week, my least favorite activity was chipping all the ice away from the skimmer so the pool wouldn't freeze. So I don't enjoy the snow really at all. Even snow skiing anymore is not a very fun activity. I mean, we did that in our 20s and 30s, but we both would prefer a beach vacation at this point.
Especially like right now.
Exactly.
Well, in case you were wondering, St. Pete Beach was just voted the best beach in America, which is where I live. So whenever you want to come visit, And I just saw an advertisement on my Facebook for these little weather pod things that you can zip around yourself that are like plastic little
Oh,
bubbles.
how fun.
You don't want to get.
Yeah, we made a handful of trips to Destin and Orange Beach, and we've been to Clear Water.
Yeah, Clearwater, St. Pete Beach is where I am.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
personally think that Panama City Beach is prettier than here because it's just not, unless you're there during spring break, but like during in Destin, even though it's right next door, it's still Panama City for me because just not as it's not as developed. There's still just a lot of like houses and even just blank areas, places where there used to be hotels and condos, but they like knocked them down because they like went out of business or whatever. So it's still just really like underdeveloped, and it's so easy to like get on the beach and you go and there's like hardly anyone there. Unless
that's
of course, like I said, it's spring break.
yeah, that's nice.
Destin, I'm always like overwhelmed because there's just like so many people and so many families. And I'm just like, ooh, where do we park? What do we do? I don't like this. And that's the same thing here. Like there's days where you can go and it's not too bad, but for the most part, you have to pay to park somewhere and it's impossible to find parking. Even if you're staying at the hotels on the beach, you have to pay, enormous amounts to park at the hotel, and you have to pay a resort fee and like all this stuff. So I just thought like Panama City still had that like nice, like underdeveloped situation to it.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop my screen share. I don't see anybody from Facebook. Did you have anything to chime in on your favorite activity for snow days? I know Vicky and Jenny and Casey were watching. I don't remember. My mom has much enjoyed being down in North Carolina and then Florida. So she's similar to me in terms of wanting to like not be in the cold weather. So we don't have as active engagement tonight as we usually do. And that's fine. Hey, it's the last Wednesday in February though. And so far 2021 has not necessarily been better than 2020. So
Oh, sadly, that's true for me as well.
like what? Maybe it's like a reset thing. So we just need to get to like, I feel like for me, the realization that like we were going to be staying home and not doing anything for what was supposed to be 2 weeks was right around St. Patrick's Day.
It was.
It was like,
Yeah.
ooh, especially here in Florida, they were making a big deal about how people still went out for St. Patrick's Day and like how, inconsiderate that was. So
Yes.
maybe we just need that day to happen. It'll be like the opposite of the movie Groundhog's Day, where it's just like we just need that day, and then everything just resets and it goes back to like
Well,
positive.
that's my birthday. St. Patrick's Day is my birthday, so I'm all for just starting over.
All right, let's make that happen, Leslie. Let's see. My mom said she doesn't like snow. White sand is her favorite powder. Casey said no snow for me, thank you. Her favorite indoor activity is definitely to do the game Just Dance with the fam on a snow day. So it's funny, we really needed Joe for this one. We're gonna have to like let him do a special 2 minutes and 30 seconds on it because I think he was the only one excited about a snow day.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, just a couple of reminders for those of you that are in the collective. We have weekly meetings with me starting in about 12 minutes, and we'll be talking about problem solving tonight, focusing on choosing between discrete trial and natural environments. And then on tomorrow night, we have our difficult discussion on talking about the field, having difficult discussions about the field. And that'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, February 25th. And you can watch live on Facebook, Do Better Collective's page. Or if you're in the collective, you can join us on Zoom. And then on Saturday, we have Amelia Bowler presenting a webinar for influencers and trailblazers on oppositional defiant disorder and things we need to know as behavior analysts. And that ends up our February. So that's exciting. And for those of you who are on Clubhouse, we are doing if you enjoyed the podcast episode that we did with Michael and Hillary, we're doing a Clubhouse room on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern on compassionate parenting. So it'll be myself, Joe, Michael and Hillary, and we'll be inviting people to speak. So if you had questions for Michael and Hillary or myself and Joe about some of the stuff we talked about with rye parenting and things like that, you can hop on Clubhouse and check it out. And if you're not on Clubhouse, I actually do have a couple of invites right now, so we could start a little invite chain. Feel free to comment, and I'll work on getting you in there. Unfortunately, you do have to have an iPhone at this point. They don't have it for Droids. So if you don't have an iPhone, I can't do anything about that. But Leslie's on there, and hopefully, I don't know what you're doing on Saturday, but if you're around, feel free to hop on.
No, yeah, I'm gonna try to for sure. Yeah, and
Awesome.
I have invites as well if you need more friends.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. Well, I'll see some of you in about 10 minutes, and I hope the rest of you have a good rest of your February. Bye, everyone.
Bye.